Chat check, mic check. Chat check, mic check. Yes, I hear my theme music. hey, hey, no lie, roll life. When I was watching the video back, the live back last night, because y'all said I sound like chipmunks, but nobody said nothing the whole time. So I'm like, okay, at what point did I sound like a chipmunk, right? I'm like, at what point was my audio messed up? And it was like pretty much the beginning, and y'all didn't say nothing. So I'm like, what? But anyway, when when I was watching it with my wife, we roll it all the way back, and I'm looking at this intro, and when I tell you I'm geeking, like this beat is dope. The intro hot. The intro hot. I got a busted lip. Yeah, but I was feeling cool with it. I'm glad you love it. What is good? Hey, what's up, man? I need to know how to pronounce your name. Ulysses? I'm sorry, I don't want to butcher it. Jersey is in the building. Hey, I was just in Jersey. But I was like visiting Philly, but I was across the water, so, it worked out. But I was there for WrestleMania. The Phillies are dope. You might not like Philly, so my bad. Maybe I got to check out Jersey next. Ulysses. Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate that. What is up? What is up, Discord? What's going on? What's going on? What's up, Arlen? What's up, Roll Life? I told my wife, I said, I got a guy in the Discord. His name Roll Life. He be like, hey, real, hit my theme music. Hey, that hits though. It hits. I don't even want to change the beat up. What's up, Elite? I just seen you at Rockets Live. I tuned in for like 2 minutes. I always, like, if I'm free, I'll say what's up, show Rockets some love, and then I'll be on my way. Cause your boy, like, I'm super busy. But yeah, shout out to Rocket and all that he does for the community. All right. What's up, Shelly? What's up, Celinda? All right. So we will get right into it. I will set my timer. This timer has been my lifeblood, and it's been keeping your boy on track because I can get pretty in-depth or detailed, carry on too long on a topic or a job. So I've been giving myself specific time frames to get something done, and it's been a blessing because I'm respecting my time, but I'm also respecting yours, right? So I'm letting a lot of people, a fair amount of other people come in, probably give it like 2 minutes, and then we're just gonna roll into it. This is not supposed to be a long live. This is like a test phase for Tuesdays, where it's a public live for a post-trade breakdown, right? So what's the purpose? So typically on Sundays or Mondays, I would post an options trade play, right? And that would go out publicly. The Discord members would see it first. You guys would have access to the chart. And then if you're an angler or megalodon, you get the link to the chart to which you can navigate, move it around, blah, 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 right? So I share those details that way. And then you guys are privy to that information in advance typically, so you know how to move, versus publicly it premieres probably an hour or so before the open, sometimes 30 minutes before open. So that's kind of what's going on there. So the concept of this is to follow up on the plays that I've posted to see how we did, and then we just talk about what happened, right? So SOFI was the earnings play that we called out, right? Some people won, some people didn't. Everybody was up, but some people were greedy, and I totally get it. But SOFI did what I thought it was going to do, right? So we're going to talk about that a little bit today, but that's kind of what this is. Wednesday, for the Discord members, I'm still working on the deep dive to see if I'm due for the public, the public class 101 sessions, or if I'm set up for the Megalodons deep dives. I got to remember who's next. I got to check my history to make sure that we're all in alignment. Okay. All right. So Bob, SoFi went down $1 after earnings. That's crazy. Do you think we will go up by the end of the week? No, I do not. But who knows? Who knows? The problem is that there's the macro situation that's going on, and we have a lot of earnings that's coming out. But it does not help when some of SoFi's competitors aren't hitting their targets. If I'm not mistaken, PayPal had posted earnings, and I don't think they did well, but I have not looked yet. But we will take a look today. But you have to understand that even though they're not direct competitors, they're still kind of in the same. They've been seen in the same light in some respects. So it looks like we've seen some recovery a little bit though on PayPal. So who knows? It looks like it just traded sideways. Unless earnings just didn't happen yet. Because I could be wrong. But I'm gonna pull up the charts pretty soon. Yeah, if I look on the day, it looks like they hit, but they had a big miss on revenue. So they're in like a little bit of a doji stage, and we have no idea what they're doing. So again, that really doesn't help any stock move that greatly, especially when you have macro conditions that are the way they are. But hey, I love all the love. Hit that love button. We're not hitting likes, we're hitting love buttons. Click, 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 click. All right. So we got 19 people here. Welcome. Thanks for being here. I do need to pretty much post a link. And then after I post this link, we're going to go right into the charts and we're going to talk about the plays. I'm going to repeat myself for those that are just tuning in. So this is a post-market breakdown, options trade breakdown, essentially. To which, when I post options trade plays on Sunday or Monday, typically that's when I'll post them. The plan is to do a public stream to go over. That's supposed to be members only, but today we're gonna do it for everybody. All right, today we're gonna do it for everybody. Okay, so let me post this in here. So what we're doing today is I'm not gonna go into too much detail. We're gonna let it rock. And then I'll do something on the side for the members, because there's some hiccups that I went through today that I need to be transparent about, which I was in the Discord, but I'm gonna talk about it. Not right now, but we will talk about it. Okay, so without further ado, welcome members, welcome subscribers. If you're not subscribed, please do so. We're gonna jump right into the charts, okay? Before we kind of dive too deep, let me know if you have any questions. I'll give you like a minute for like posting the questions and I'll try to address them. This is not a rapid fire chart analysis. This is not, hey, let's give Rel some tickers and ask him what he thinks about X. This is just me going over exactly what you've seen in the title, in the description, within the time frame. Okay, so I'll give you a minute. Please ask your question if you have any, and then I will address them to the best of my abilities, and then we'll move on to the play at hand. Okay. Hey, by the way, look at that. I can get it set up where we can get your tag on the phone. Get your tag on the phone, or your name, whatever you want. But I wanted to get one first to see how it looks, and before I put it together. So everything you've seen so far, from this phone, this hat, the red and black one, is all me trying out stuff, right? And I think it's dope. That's straight up dope. It's fire. But you'll be able to put your own tag on there. And I think Sacrifice for Riches resonates with everybody. But anyway, I gotta look up the play. That wasn't intended to be a shameless plug, but I thought it was dope. I only do things that make sense. At least I try to. So I'm looking up the play that I was in, that I gave out to everyone. Okay. So if you don't know, we hopped into a SOFI call and a SOFI put option, where we risked a max of like $46, $47. Can't remember. Okay. We did that because I was pretty confident that SOFI didn't have too much room to run up, unless we just blew all expectations out the water, but I did not foresee that happen. Okay. So we played it both ways. Okay. So the contract that we were in was a SOFI $15 call that expired on Friday. All right. Love it. I need an S4R shopping cart. Hey, I'm working on it. All right. So let's get into it. Let's get into SOFI. And then we're going to get into Starbucks. All right. So for SOFI, this is the chart that everybody pretty much should have. This has been the chart for a minute for SOFI. It should be no surprise of what you see here. But essentially, earnings came. We hopped into a call. I said that this is our, our supply zone at 1451, which is our take profit target, right? If we were to zoom in on the day, you notice that this became a weak high, right? So we got a lot of wicks in succession, and we're failing to break above this. Once I seen it go back up and reject, I exited the play, and I announced that to everybody in the Discord, that I did that. We were up, I think, at max 40% for some. I got out with a 30% gain. Okay, and then we watched this thing come all the way down. And what did I say? I said essentially we would need to see a big bounce here at 1357 for us to consider leap options. Did I see that? Nope. So I did not buy a leap option, right? What do you see? We broke right through it. We came. This is a false breakout, right? We have to wait for confirmation in these situations after a sell-off like this. So when the next candle is red and it's like a top wick, and you have your 21-day EMA that is failing to break, everything's trending down, right? Then you kind of got to pause. So we break back below the level. We retrace. We got another inverted hammer, which is a bearish signal, right? So everything was bearish. So we go back up and retest, same thing. There's nothing in here that told me that we were going to go up for SOFI. So it is what it is. Now we're sitting at the bottom of this. It's like an opening gap from like a larger time frame, and here we sit. If we break below this and then confirm below, then look out, because SOFI could be headed to the demand zone at $12.38. Okay, so just know I do have that put still. That put was a what would you call it? A YOLO. Anytime you play earnings, especially if I'm playing earnings, it's moon or zero, right? If I see a target, take profit target, and I'm hitting it and it's being rejected, I'm out, right? But here we go. Okay. Any questions on SOFI? Who won on SOFI? Give me a 1 in the chat if you won on SOFI. Give me a 2 in the chat if you lost on SOFI. It's okay if you lost. It is what it is. It's the name of the game. I lost today. I won, and I lost today. Yay, there's Denise. I'm gonna call you D Nice, because you've been hitting lately. Okay, so those that are putting twos as far as losing money, right? I want to see a 3 in the chat if you were green before you took that L. Put a 3 in the chat if you were green at first before you took an L on SOFI. Keep it real. Keep it a buck, because I will always keep it a buck with you. Thank you. Thank you for your honesty. It's okay. But guys, if we were like approaching like a level like this, like it's a take profit target, I wouldn't be so quick to sell my position. So I just want y'all to understand the charts that I post. Okay, take profit targets are exactly what that is. When you see a take profit 1, 2, 3, and a max take profit, that means that my intentions is for us to hit that max take profit. However, if you are skittish, or if you are seeing some consolidation, or maybe you're in a 0 DTE, like these are levels to which you can choose to take profit or at least trim your position if you so choose. That's okay. Like, but if we're hitting one of these levels, right, just like this, then I don't see this as a major resistance, right? Typically. Now, if you see a level, it doesn't need to be a yellow line. It could be a red line or blue line, whatever the color is. But if you see the level with a giant red box, just think of it as a big old stop sign, like a cliff hazard. If you proceed, you're going to, just say it's a wall. This is a ginormous wall, okay? Big wall. You can call it a wall. You can call it a volcano. I don't care what you call it. All I know is that when you see this wall, let's go all caps, because this is the supply zone. When you see this wall, you have to know that if you don't have bullish momentum going into this, like you're crossing it, then there's a strong chance that you ain't making it through. You need momentum to break through a box this big. All right, sellers live here, so that is why this is here. So if you're approaching these levels ever, and I'll show you the SPY as well. Right here, SPY, we're approaching my max take profit, but look at this huge red box, right? I wish we hit that, because if we did, it would be one of those no-brainers. I'm about to short the heck out of SPY right now. If I seen the rejection, of course you got to pay attention to price action, but nonetheless, you want to wait for these things to short it, right? So, but let me go back to SoFi. Does that make sense? Did a second call on what I thought was a dip, and I thought got back UL. Maybe it's got back in. Sorry, Denise, but you did another call option on what you thought was retracement, is what I'm hearing, right? Yeah, but it didn't work out, right? So, and once we broke here, right? Okay, fine. You held your position. The moment you broke through this take profit target, it was another wrap. So this was now your take profit target to the downside if you chose to short. Right? So just be mindful of when you see the red and blue boxes, right, on my charts. And if we're approaching those levels, then best believe that a strong reaction is going to happen in either direction. Okay? Gotcha. All right. Does that all make sense? Oh, man, I never set my timer. All right. I'm going to give myself 10 minutes. I'll get carried away. All right. 10 minutes. I used this today to trade NQ. I set my timer for 5 minutes. I made, what was it? I was down at first, but then I think I recovered and did like $3,500, something like that. But I'm trying to use this to do what I got to do. The alarm triggers me. Hey, wrap it up. This is my wrap it up box, if you know what I'm talking about. This is my wrap it up box. All right. Okay. If you are new here, please consider joining and becoming a member, which is pinned to the top, because we're about to get into something, and that is Starbucks, because they all about that coffee, right? All right. So what happened? Why am I in Starbucks? So one, I did not announce this publicly. Why? Because I was just gonna keep this to myself. The reason is because, earnings, it's big risk. Ultimately, at the end of the day, it's a big risk. So, and we just took a big risk looking at SoFi, right? So I try not to put out too many overnight holds, especially as it relates to earnings. Okay, so that's just what that is. But one of the guys in Discord, Priest, he said, "Hey, you got a swing?" I'm like, "Let me check real quick." So Starbucks was on my mind, on my radar. PayPal was on my radar, and at the end of the day, I looked at the chart and I said, "Starbucks it is," because I seen the wall that we failed to break through, and then I seen the potential towards the downside. And I don't believe in the company. I don't care how big Starbucks is. I know that there's a lot better coffee everywhere else and cheaper, right? Now, I still like my occasional caramel macchiato, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to go get it, right? And you know, sometimes you got local shops that do just as good of a job, and it is what it is. And now I'm into fraps, so fraps is where it is. But yeah, no, they have a lot of competition with smaller chains or smaller coffee brewers, or vendors, whatever, retailers or whatever. And Starbucks just isn't it. A lot of people are looking for that environment, a different type of environment than Starbucks. And I've been to a few of them, and the atmosphere is dope, and I prefer that over Starbucks. Starbucks just feels hustle and bustle. It just really does, in my opinion. And sometimes you just want to look for a cool, chill place to kind of do some work or whatever. But anyway, why did I get into a Starbucks put? Okay, well, 8703 was a target for me. Essentially, if we were to crack this and live above it, I was more bullish on Starbucks. But we never hit it. We fell below this level, and we had a fake breakout, and then we never went to retest it. So I've not been sold on this play now, or on the upside for Starbucks. Okay, so on top of that, see if I can show a window. On top of that, you're getting a lot of articles like this, right? Starbucks says its turnaround plans show signs of working. Investors aren't convinced. Well, yeah, we're not convinced because the facilities or whatnot that you built, especially internationally, we're not seeing any improvement in revenue or profits from those, right? Revenue for Starbucks is up, but their profits are down. So what they're doing is not working. What they're doing is not bringing in more money. Well, from a profit standpoint. But anyway, that's enough of that. Oops. Let me get rid of it. Now, I suspect Starbucks to fall to about $77. Let me see if I can find the right chart for you. I have a chart that I have it a little bit more laid out, okay? So just bear with me. SBUX. And if you have any questions, let me know, because I might be done here early, which is fine. Okay. Nope. Has to be under futures. If it's not here, then I must have messed up, which is possible, or it didn't save. And it looks like it might have not saved. Okay. So anyway, there's demand at that level. I have to find it again, but essentially at $77, roughly, that would be the top of a demand, right? And I guess that's probably pretty much right in line with this. And let's write demand, and then let's kick it all the way over and see what we look like. So that failure on Starbucks, I have us coming down to this point before we potentially see a bounce. Well, now we can go all the way over and see how prices reacted to this before, and it doesn't. Let's kick it over to the left. Let's extend it. So if we're paying attention, buyers pumped through this before, okay? Yeah. I'm just trying to pay attention. It's my first time looking at it too. So it has some other levels to hit beforehand, but I mean, it kind of already crossed through most of it, right? So I'm hoping for this to continue towards the downside and hit the 77.25. If we break below that, then I do have this ascending line right here, around $75. So to which we could be likely to hit a false breakdown where you just break through demand and then wick right through it, right? So, but anyway, this is my target for profits, which will run me about, I want to say 600% if we get all the way down here. But that's also if IV holds strong at about 106 or 103, whatever it is. Likely IV is going to pull back to about 86, maybe 66. If it pulls back to 66, that play that I gave out, it's only going to be worth about 100% gain. If it's at 88%, then it'll be about a 237% gain, right? But if it holds at 106 and then we fall to this level, we're looking at close to 600% overall, and I love to see it, but it is what it is, right? It is what it is. So I got 2 minutes. I'm going to look at the disc. Look, I already had this planned out. Okay, cool. When I zoomed out, we're in a symmetrical triangle, right? And we're approaching the bottom of the symmetrical triangle. So we're either going to break down or it's going to be a nice bounce towards the upside. So look out for news on Starbucks for potential announcements that could give it a bullish signal towards the upside, because we could look at some leaps here if we do like one of those big bottom wicks and we are looking bullish above 77.25. Okay, put that on y'all radar. I am going to set an alert for myself, and I'm going to say, hold up, this is important. Look, I'm going to say 2026 leap call options. Now, guess what? When I do that, I get an email, I get a text message, I get everything. I get a bell that goes off, my tablet, my phone, whatever, right? When this level hits, all right? So that's what I just did just now. This is what I'm going to see on my device if this level approaches or hits. And actually, I need to make sure that it happens every time, because if you click only once it hits, it kind of just goes away. So I want it every time. I want it to hit on the way down, so that triggers me to exit my short, and then I want it to trigger on the way up, because that tells me to potentially go long, because we are at the bottom of this symmetrical triangle and we have likely touched this ascending line of support. So I'm also going to put an alert right here, and there's my alert to say wrap it up. That's my wrap it up box. All right, so strong bounce equals leap call stop loss break of structure. All right, so now I have 2 alerts. This only need 1 alert for, so it should be only once. This one I need 2. Okay, just in case I miss this one, here's my second opportunity. Maybe I'll get in here and maybe I'll add to my position here, because I like to buy into my positions if I'm pretty confident in the position. All right, in the direction. Okay, so I'm gonna look at the comments and we're gonna get out of here. What's up, DJ? How's it going, bro? KGU, let's get it. All right, yo, real talk. I get overwhelmed with reading the charts and trying to make plays while delivering the mail. Not an easy task, bro. Help, suggestions. Absolutely, Arlen. What I just did is set alerts for the key levels that I'm looking for. That way, you don't need to babysit anything. You wait for your phone to go off, and then you can pick it up. All right, and then you can make your move. You put a little note in there. It says strong bounce equals leap calls. Stop loss is break of structure. I got clear direction. I don't need to think about what I was supposed to do at this level, right? You have to take the brain power needed to make a decision out of it, right? Do it all right there, so you have clear instructions and you just follow the instructions. You don't deviate. You trust your levels and your rules, and then you just go for it. Don't hesitate, okay? And then, yeah, and I mean that's what I would do if I was really busy, which I'm always busy. Yeah, so I get it. All right. And then Arlen, you're a megalodon, big dog. So you have the links to these charts to where you can work the chart that I worked, right? And then you can go in and you can set your own alerts on the charts that I put out for you. And then you can study the charts that I make and then do whatever you got to do. So just take some time when you're off work and just look at it, like maybe 5 minutes a night or whatever, and then just get familiar with these levels and then set the alerts and with details that make sense to you in your trading strategy, and follow them when the alert hits. All right, you got this. All right, you got it. Didn't see the play. Where did you post the SBUX play? I posted it in the live channel. Okay, live trading channel is where I posted it. I did not tag everybody. I just posted it in the live trading channel. Tesla went crazy right before close. What are your thoughts for tomorrow? Bearish or bullish? Tesla is bullish for as long as we're above the, what was that, 287.57. I gotta double check. So TSLA. I wasn't going into all this, but you know, here we go. All right. I'll be quick because yeah. So 285.90. I got us bullish for as long as we're above this level, and we're technically in this uptrend now, so we're in an ascending channel. Well, hold up. Yep. So we had a symmetrical triangle going on here, and now we're going to retest this previous descending line of previous resistance, now potential support. So what we want to do for Tesla is look for a bounce or like a doji, like a bottom wick or inverted hammer, something like that, with some bullish momentum going towards 288.85. If we can see volume increase on the bull side, then we can likely see Tesla take off and head to take profit number 2, max take profit number 1, and so on and so forth. But this was my entry. I would be looking for Tesla calls in my demand zone. You buy and demand. But the moment we break 285.90, it's a wrap. I'm getting out. I don't see it in Rails trade section. Daryl. No, it's not there, big dog. I'm sorry. Because, man, like, it was the last minute thing. It was like, you know, it was enough time on the clock. But sometimes you got to be in that live feed. So look, I want y'all to understand the Rails trade section. Typically, that section is for tickers and stuff that I've sat down and I've done the levels. Like what you see here for Tesla, the take profit 1, 2, 3, whatever. If you see that, then you mean like that's a rail trade section like type of deal, right? If I'm like kind of off the cuff trying to just like give you a play, then you're gonna see that in the live trade section, live trade channel. Okay, so just you got to be on aware there, because I'm not gonna tag everybody every time, especially because a lot of those are high risk plays. or snipes with with SPY or whatnot. Okay, please post your plays in your section if you can. Live trading section gets crowded and messages get lost. All right, big dog, I'll do that. Okay, I won't necessarily tag everybody, but I will. Any play that I post that I say that I'm interested in, I'll just post it there. But just know, do it at your own risk. All right, that's all I can say. Well, that's like anything that we do. Okay. Hey, Arlen. Hey, I appreciate that, big dog. Thank you so much. Thank you. You see me on my baby chain. It was. Hold up. Let me put my baby chain away before Debo show up. You know, we gotta do that before Debo show up. All right. No, Arlen. Thank you so much, big dog. I appreciate it. But Daryl, I got you though. I know you're busy, dude, and you don't have time to kind of be jumping around sections and stuff like that. So I understand. I respect that. I will be more diligent in putting my plays in that section. All right, because yeah, people could be hurting. Look, it's a double thing. You know, 2 minutes and I'm out. But for Starbucks, what if it went the other way, right? But I'm in a put, and it took off, right? Then people would have been like, man, I'm glad I missed that one. You know what I mean? So it's all a gamble, you know? Like, so when I know it's high risk, I'm not so prone to publicize what I'm doing because I'm probably taking an L. And the last thing I want to do is send y'all, get you on that L train. We're trying to put you on the rail train, not the L train, right? That's in Chicago. We're not trying to go to Chicago. We're not trying to take the L, all right? All right. That is all I got, y'all. All right. This is it. This is it. But yeah, I have nothing. I guess give me another question. I'll look for another question. Otherwise, this is it, everybody. So you can tune out or you can ask me a question. It is what it is. For those that just tuned in, let me know if you think that's hot and you want one with your name on it. With your name on it. Because I think it's dope. It's dope. The only thing I don't like is that it's not magnetized, right? But I can probably fix that. iPhones, they have an option for iPhones to magnetize, but they don't have it for Androids right now. Denise, I will work on my stores this weekend, right? Because the one that's on YouTube right now was like the first one I put together, and you know, I'm not a big fan. I mean, it is what it is. Some of the stuff is just outdated, but yeah, I'm pretty happy about the new stuff. Hey, all love, Daryl. I see you, dude. I see you, my guy, and I understand your situation. All right, so I got you. Solid analysis and breakdown. Hey, DJ, thank you. I appreciate that because my brain is so scattered. So this one was a little bit of a struggle. All right, I'm getting my feet back like wet, and I started with the 15-minute chart analysis from yesterday, and I'm just like, that's why most of the videos this week is going to be public because I gotta kind of get my groove back. You know, I gotta find my mojo. I'm trying. Have a good night, straight. All right, everybody. I got to put my kids to bed. And, yeah, I will talk to you later. And I'll see you on the next one. Members, I'll see you in the Discord. Take care. Hey, you got a question? You talking about Tesla? Hey, I'm not gonna ignore you, big dog. Hold up. Confirm that that's what you're talking about, and then I'll tune out after I address your question properly. All right, I'm not like that. Make sure I got this right. Where's all my stuff? Let me know, and then I'm gonna get off. But I just want to make sure that I addressed the question. Ulysses. Ulysses. Are you? Look, I'm just gonna assume that you're talking about Tesla, and let me just do that. I think I covered that, but I'm just gonna assume that's what you're talking about. But we are on the 15-minute, so I mean it's pretty intraday. All right. I mean I can get rid of the regular hours. I mean the extended hours, and then here's our regular hours. Took off. Okay, but it fell below our take profit 1, and it did not confirm above. Okay, this is not confirmation. All right, so extended hours, this is what we got. Tesla made those big moves. We have our 21-day crossing the 50 and the 200 on the 5-minute at least. And then let's pay attention to the volume. Okay. Had a great swing up, and then of course we're after hours, so we just don't know. As of right now, this is buying territory. That's all I can tell you. Okay. And we got to see what tomorrow looks like. If we fall below 285.90, I'm shorting Tesla. If we stay above it and we bounce, I might be looking for longs. Headed to my max take profit here. So that might be an options trade play that I'm looking at with a strike price of 294 or 297. All right. That's all I got. Take care.